I always love this song. And I always love that car. First, I want to double check something. And then, I will begin the episode for you wonderful people. Because this Corvette is next to be tested on Route X Lap Attack. When I saw the horsepower rating at 699, I figured I would double check here, make sure everything's good to go. And some of you people are probably saying, hey, you should have done this before recording, but to be honest, I want to show you guys what this is like. You know, I always liked seeing this shop here. I'm glad they brought it back, and I'm glad they made it a little bit more realistic here with all these goodies here and there. But at the same time, I wish I could just go straight to the garage and buy these things. If there's a certain part that I forgot to get here, you'll see what I'm talking about later. Right now, I just want to double check. I know this ain't going to help much, but need it for the future. You can probably see I'm running low on money too. I got an invitation from Pagani. They're allowing me to buy a 2013 Huayra, and I figured, what the heck. I mean, you can only buy the car if you have an invitation, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now we go to the garage. Now there was one part that's on here for some reason. The high compression, well, no, not that. The titanium connecting rods and pistons. I have not seen that for any car anywhere. Every time I go to that shop. And yet this always pops up for some reason. Let's just double check. We got everything. That's good. Whoops, I wanted to put this at 70. Like I said, I know I can't use it for the route attack or the Route X Lap Attack, but it will come in handy for another race if I ever decide to do that later on. But if there's ever a part that I want to buy, I just wish I could do it here instead of having to go to the shop in case I forget. But now that we are ready to go, we can take this Corvette out to Special Stage Route X for Episode 4 of Route X Lap Attack. I like how they say Americas, because with the exception of all these tracks right here, you've got one other track in Brazil right there. Autodrome, fun track. But I wish they had a couple of other tracks like out in Canada. I know they got a couple of great tracks out there. Maybe Mexico, and especially for off-roading, that would be nice. Maybe you can try and redo the Baja Grand Prix. When I say Grand Prix, of course, I don't know if that's the actual name of the dirt race, but it's really fun if you want to check that out. I highly recommend it. It even appeared in a new episode of Top Gear. I know some people prefer the original Top Gear of Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May. But there's still a couple of gems here and there in the newer seasons. Right. Now, I don't know how fast this thing's going to go. Probably not as fast as the C2 63 Stingray we tested. If anything, I'm going to guess that will probably be between the two Pontiacs. That was what I originally guessed with the 63. It'll be interesting to see me get it right this time. I love, too, how you can paint the bumpers red. Blue's always been my favorite color, so I had to get the car itself in blue. I painted the wheels red, and then I wanted to change the license plate. While I was doing red, I just noticed the bumper itself turned red as well, and I figured, since it's going to be like that while doing the license plate, why not just make the whole bumper red? And then I did the same thing on the front as well. Probably can't see because of the dash and the speed gauge, but SB is what it says on the license plate, my initials for Sean Bodine. Speaking of episode 4, or the 4th episode of a series, I should say, I'm actually planning on doing, or starting, episode 4 of Engines of Chesapeake and Ohio. I already know what it's going to be about. I just gotta start going on the internet, doing some research, writing down the script for my narration about said engines. I'm doing the F class, which is both the 460 and 462s. If I had to take a guess, it's probably passenger locomotives, because F stands for fast. You typically want people on the trains to have a fast, enjoyable journey from point A to point B. I know a lot of people do on Amtrak. Can we hit 230? Nope. And then, after I'm done recording this episode, another video I'm going to be doing on my redub channel is to redub for James Learns a Lesson. I want to get started on the James trilogy. I know I said I would do that earlier this month, but since I forgot now, I'm going to try and get to work on it. The only problem is, when I'm in my basement, it's like the best place to record my voice lines because you don't have to worry about echo or any of that random stuff. I mean, the way my voice sounds down here is perfect. It's like professionally recorded with my camera. But there's also a generator down here that heats up the house for both me and my family and my tenant upstairs. So of course, when that thing's running, obviously I can't record my voice lines. Because unfortunately, when you have something going off like that, nobody wants to hear that while you're talking. Hey, maybe we'll hit 230 here. In fact, we just went down to 228, though. It's probably not possible. Well, we just went up to 229, so we'll see. I don't know why it keeps making that sound every time I switch cameras, but I like it. Here's another interesting story. When I bought this car, this was actually the very first car I got at the used car dealership. I just had to get it because the C3 Corvette has always been my favorite body design. And there's a reason why Chevrolet had it from 1968 to 1982. 1961, if you count a couple of concept cars. I mean, I know it's not exactly like this, but they did a couple of other concepts from 1965 and 1967. And from there on, that's how we got this lovely C3 model. Now, of course, newer models weren't always like this between 1973 and 1982. They still had the rear bumper like this, I think. Yeah. They got rid of it in 74, and then by the late 70s and early 80s, that's when it changed again. Not quite like this, but still more or less the same style. You can see for yourself on Google. Just look it up. See all the different eras of the C3 Corvette, how it changed and why, and then... I didn't know I was going to get another C3 for free when I did the story mode for this game at the cafe. But thankfully that was a convertible. So we'll be testing that out after this. Then we'll be driving the C4. I just wish the C5 was in here. I said that earlier while testing the GTO. They did not put the C5 in for some reason. But at least I can enjoy driving that in Gran Turismo 4. I uploaded the first episode of that series, and I gotta say, I wasn't expecting to get 66 views already. A couple of likes were left behind as well, which I'm really happy for. One guy even commented, "Hey, I love Gran Turismo 4." Despite the low quality of the video, it seems a lot of people are really happy with what I did. And now we got a 459. I think that actually is the fastest out of all the other cars we've done. We'll find out soon. Yes, we beat the 63 Stingray and both Pontiacs. So now we'll be doing the convertible version of the C3 from 1969, and then we will continue celebrating the Corvette's 70th anniversary by driving the C4, C6, C7, and C8 cars. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time.